Hello, welcome back to my channel. I have personally been in a place recently where I've just been kind of living my best lockdown life. I feel like the astrological configuration at the moment is just in a place where a lot of people are lazy. There's this sort of culture, or especially in my life, where people just seem to, there's a bit of a stagnant energy going around. I just feel like people aren't very productive necessarily, or it's difficult to sometimes feel productive and motivated to do certain stuff. I would like to preface right at the beginning of this video, I do feel happy in myself though. I think there's a difference, there's a massive difference between productivity and happiness and contentment in life. I feel weirdly very content at the moment, even though I'm literally very unproductive, and I've been very productive in the past and feel very unhappy. So I kind of thought though, even though I have been kind of spending a lot of time sort of being somewhat, I definitely think the time you put into relaxation, and especially if you go through like a period of time to sort of decompress, especially because we've been in like a pandemic, and I definitely feel like it was a thing for me where I sort of built up a lot of time that I kind of was overworking and spending a lot of energy on certain relationships and stuff. I feel like I definitely needed that time to decompress, but it would be nice to vary my life a bit more and sort of incorporate different things into my life and maybe be more able to do it more often, and I'm figuring out how that's going to work for me, and I'd like to share it. And I actually, it's something that I haven't actually tried yet, but I've come up with a bit of a structure, and I'll probably follow up with like how it's going for me. But my strategy is kind of a bit of a, so basically I'm going to make a list, which I've done, figure out the time that it takes to do that, a designated potential allocated slot that it would be good, habit stack, so that's kind of like doing one thing and another thing together to kind of put the same amount of energy and get more done in like one energy spurt, if that makes sense. And also like maybe have a reward after. For me that probably be food related, not gonna lie, or maybe like a nice walk, or maybe the pub or something. And the why, in terms of like why I think it would be good to actually do that in the first place regardless of the reward. And maybe just sort of like have a bit of a plan after and be like, okay, well, if I can do this task, then I can go about my day and whatever. It's just a bit of an incentive thing in terms of like, I'm not a child, but we all have an inner child, but I feel like I've at the moment got it in 3 lists of things I'm doing and time slots. So I would like to maybe put some visuals in this, because I tend to just sort of ramble and it's hard to really understand what I'm saying if I'm just sort of rambling about topics. So whether I put a couple of clips in, I don't know. But I've designated it into home, business and personal. Home, business and self. So in the home, like for example, I've got washing clothes, hanging up others and taking up last lot, aka just doing a wash load. And that takes 5 minutes. Tidying my room, which takes 10 minutes. Cleaning my cage, which takes 20 minutes. Finding bedding and changing my bed, which takes 10 minutes. I think these are all kind of like things that any person would probably need to do in their house. Unless you're like, you know, unless your parents do it for you, which make use of it. Clean surfaces, windows and mirrors, which takes 10 minutes. And move stuff over. As I've moved rooms, I've still left some stuff in there which still needs to be moved over. So that's my home section, and that takes an hour and a half because that was one of the longer tasks. But if you look at the 3 top tasks, aka washing my clothes, tidying my room and cleaning the cage, that's only 35 minutes altogether. So I could, in theory, designate a time slot of half an hour to sort of do that in one go, just as I could have another time slot, or even if it works for me better, just to do one on one day, one on the next day and one on the next day. Because it's one of those things where sometimes I'm always like, oh, I like to do things intuitively, and that's fine. But if I like to keep like my room's just a state at the moment. It's like, it's not terrible. And the thing is about my room is it takes like 10 minutes to clear it up. but it's like keeping on top of that and making sure like that I don't dread doing it. I think it's just more bite-sized when you do it in this way. And you can do it for anything, like obviously I might do a separate one on how to start a business, like, and do a checklist on actually getting motivated to do it. That's probably a better thing. But for example, I'll just put the self in there as well. I've done a section on self, which consists of journaling, which takes 10 minutes, music and songwriting, which takes 10 minutes. Obviously it can be any amount of time, and then meditation with relaxation candles, oils and crystals, which then again any length of time. But I know that will meet a lot of my essential needs in terms of relaxation. So it's just one of those things that you can consider. And I'm definitely going to try, especially for like doing home tasks, just to get motivated and make sure that I can actually do it in the structure that I want, and the time frame that I want, and sort of just be motivated to do it, because sometimes you're just not motivated, and that's okay. Like, and just it can help hopefully with motivation, or I'll see the results from it and I'll follow it up if it hasn't worked, what has worked. Yeah, thanks for listening. Bye.